The Carolina Panthers just walked into enemy territory, against the best team in the NFC, and left with a statement win that no one saw coming. Not a miracle. Not luck. A fight. A real, gritty, blue-collar fight that reminded everyone what Carolina football is supposed to look like. This wasn't about flash. It wasn't about highlight reels or empty stats. It was about heart. It was about a team that's been doubted, dragged, and overlooked, showing the entire league that they're not going anywhere quietly. Let's talk about it. The game started with tension in the air, the kind of silence where every snap feels like it could break your season or redefine it. And right from the jump, Carolina's defense came out like a pack of wolves. For the 9th straight game, they refused to give up a touchdown on the opening drive. 9 games straight, that's not luck, that's discipline, that's pride. Then came Rico. The man was unstoppable. 131 rushing yards, 11 receiving, 2 touchdowns, his first ever multi-touchdown game. He didn't just run, he punished. Every carry felt like a message, we're not backing down. The defense fed off that energy too. They won the turnover battle, snagging a pick from Morig and recovering a crucial fumble thanks to Nick Scott. It wasn't just about making plays, it was about breaking the Packers' rhythm, about setting a tone that said, this is our game now. And how about that offensive line? 0 pressures allowed on Bryce Young. Not one. Micah Parsons, the nightmare of the NFC, didn't even touch him. That's what you call domination in the trenches. The Guardians of Carolina stood tall, and they made sure Bryce could breathe and lead. Speaking of Bryce, no, he didn't light up the stat sheet. 102 yards, 1 interception. It wasn't pretty. But in the clutch? When the moment came and the game was on the line? He was calm. He was composed. And once again, he delivered another game-winning drive, his 5th since entering the league, tying him with Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. That's not hype. That's history. Was the wind brutal? Absolutely. Was every throw perfect? No. But when it mattered, Bryce found a way. And in this league, that's all that counts. Meanwhile, the defense was suffocating. They forced Green Bay to go 1 for 5 in the red zone. One of the most efficient offenses in the NFC could barely breathe when they got close. The Panthers didn't bend, they broke the Packers' will. And when the final whistle blew, Carolina didn't just steal a win, they took back their identity. This was smash-mouth football. This was toughness. This was Carolina football returning to life. The wind might have been wild, the throws weren't perfect, but the message was clear. The Carolina Panthers are still here, and they're coming for more. The Carolina Panthers didn't just win on Sunday, they dominated one of the most dangerous offenses in the entire league. Jordan Love came in red-hot, confident, ready to put up points, and left completely broken. Carolina's defense hounded him from the first whistle to the last. 6 quarterback hurries. 2 takeaways. Just 13 total points allowed. That's not just a win, that's a statement. And you've got to give credit where it's due. Ejiro Evero, the man everyone's been watching all season, finally has his defense playing like a brotherhood again. The pressure, the discipline, the hunger, it's back. The seat under him isn't cold yet, but it's cooling fast. Because games like this, they remind you what kind of defensive mind he really is when his players are all in. But let's be real, the heart and soul of this team right now is Rico D. Every time this man touches the ball, something special happens. He's not just running, he's carrying the entire offense on his back, dragging defenders and doubters alike. Look at the numbers, they don't lie. 206 yards rushing, 28 receiving, 1 touchdown versus Miami. 183 rushing, 56 receiving, 1 touchdown versus Dallas. 130 rushing, 11 receiving, 2 touchdowns versus Green Bay. Every time Rico gets 23 or more carries, Carolina wins. Every single time. And now, he's sitting third in the NFL in rushing yards, a Panther running back, in the top 3, by week 9. Nobody saw that coming. Not when the season started, not when fans doubted this offense, and definitely not after the early struggles. But here he is, proving everyone wrong. Rico isn't just putting up stats, he's redefining the way this team plays football. He's making defenses respect the run again. He's giving Bryce Young room to breathe, and he's giving the Panthers their identity back. If you're Dave Canales, the message is simple: feed Rico. Let him run until the defense begs for mercy. Because when the ball's in his hands, the whole offense moves smoother, the energy shifts, and Carolina looks like a team that can punch anyone in the mouth. And there's something poetic about it too, how this team has come alive in silence. For weeks, the noise around Carolina was constant: criticism, doubt, frustration. Then suddenly, a few voices went quiet, and the Panthers started winning. Since a certain podcast went off the air after that rough New England game, Carolina's gone 4-1. Coincidence? Maybe. But in football, momentum is a strange thing, and right now, the Panthers have it. So here's the deal: keep the energy right. Keep the doubters quiet. Keep feeding Rico. Because this version of the Carolina Panthers, this is the one fans have been waiting for, the one that runs through fire, fights for every inch, and finally looks like it believes again. Sometimes, football isn't just about X's and O's, it's about faith. It's about believing when things look hopeless, and never walking away when the storm hits. That's why when some voices around the Panthers community went silent earlier in the year, fans noticed. Because we don't quit here. Not in Carolina. Not when things get ugly. Not when the scoreboard looks dark. To the ones who walked away, hey, no shade, but maybe stay away a little longer. Because since the noise died down, the Panthers have been winning. 4 wins in their last 5. The energy feels different. The locker room feels alive. And this team, this version of Carolina, is finally playing with a chip on its shoulder again. So yeah, maybe it's superstition, maybe it's coincidence, or maybe it's just football magic. Whatever it is, don't mess with it. Not now. Not when we've got momentum. Sometimes, the universe gives you a rhythm, and when it's playing your song, you don't change the station. And speaking of rhythm, our young general, Bryce Young, continues to march this army forward. After that battle in Green Bay, he sent a message that perfectly captured the spirit of this team. "Dearest mother," he wrote. "Many doubted our cause, yet I held firm. The cheese-fed militia fell by final volley, struck by our artillery specialist, Fitzgerald. Sergeant Dowell, our lead horse, bore the burden with grace. Our march toward winter begins. It's poetic. It's dramatic. And it's so Bryce Young. The man might not say much in interviews, but on the field and in those moments, he's pure leadership. Calm under pressure, confident even when the odds are stacked against him. And speaking of heroes, Ryan Fitzgerald, man, take a bow. After that missed extra point, the pressure was on. But when the moment came, he stepped up and nailed the kick that sealed the game. That's the kind of redemption every player dreams about, to go from the question mark to the exclamation point in one afternoon. That's how you win a locker room. That's how you earn a fan base. And look, I'll admit it, Nick Scott, I've been hard on you. But this week, you showed up. You made plays that mattered, recovering that huge fumble, shutting down the screen, being in the right place when the game called for it. That's the kind of effort that turns criticism into respect. And you earned it. This team is growing, not just in stats, but in heart. Guys are learning to trust each other, to fight for each other, and to believe that maybe, just maybe, this season isn't lost after all. Oh, and that flag on Rico's two-pump celebration? Iconic. Absolutely worth it. The refs might not have liked it, but you know what? That moment had energy, personality, swagger, the kind of joy fans haven't seen from this team in a long time. The Panthers are having fun again. And when this team is having fun, look out. Because that's when they're the most dangerous. You know what I love most about Panthers Nation? We've got personality. Win or lose, this fanbase never stops bringing the energy, the laughter, and the chaos, and that's what makes it special. Every Sunday feels like a family reunion where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's holding back. You scroll through the comments after a game, and it's pure gold. Some fans are breaking down film like NFL scouts, others are cracking jokes about Bryce's haircut or Ejiro's blitz calls. It's raw, it's emotional, and it's real, because Panthers fans feel this team in their bones. And you know what? That passion is contagious. Even when things get messy, this community still shows up. Whether it's defending Bryce Young, hyping up Jonathan Brooks' comeback, or debating if Adam Thielen still has gas in the tank, Panthers Nation never stays silent. So yeah, maybe people say we take it too seriously. Maybe they think we overreact. But that's what makes this fanbase different. Because through every heartbreak, every rebuild, every moment of hope, we keep pounding. Always. So here's to every voice, every fan, every believer in black and blue. The noise, the debates, the laughter, it's all part of what makes this team ours.